The case of the missing sapphire. The fog rolled in thick and unforgiving, blanketing the cobbled streets of Edinburgh in a shroud of mystery as dense as an ancient tapestry. It was on nights like these that Inspector Samuel Blackwood found himself pondering the enigmas of human nature. No one understood the malevolent intricacies of crime quite like him, and tonight he was bracing for a challenge that would test his every faculty. Blackwood stood beneath the gaslight that flickered fitfully on Rose Street, his sharp eyes scanning the letter in his hand once more. It was penned in an elegant script, while the parchment bore the faintest scent of jasmine. The missive was from Lady Eleanora Tremaine, a noblewoman known for her exquisite collection of jewels and her habit of becoming entangled in misfortunes that required his expertise. Inspector Blackwood, I beseech your immediate assistance. My most prized possession, the star sapphire, has gone missing from its case. The household is in disarray, and whispers of betrayal are echoing through the halls. Please come at once. Sincerely, Lady Eleanora Tremaine. Without delay, he hailed a cab and made his way to Tremaine Manor, a palatial estate that loomed like a sanctuary of secrets on the city's outskirts. The grand entrance was bathed in dim light, revealing the anxious faces of servants huddled in corners, gossiping in hushed tones. Lady Eleanora met him at the door, her face as pale as marble. "Come, Inspector. It's worse than I feared," she whispered, leading him quickly through the lavish hallways adorned with priceless tapestries and ancient relics from every corner of the globe. Every step they took seemed to echo with the gravity of the situation. They arrived at a heavy oaken door. On the other side lay Lady Eleanora's private gallery, a room she boasted was impregnable. She unlatched the door, revealing the disarray within. The velvet cushion that had cradled the star sapphire was empty, its glass case shattered. Who knew the combination to this room? Blackwood inquired, examining the scene meticulously. He kneeled beside the shattered glass, his gloved hands deftly shifting through the shards, looking for any clue that may have been overlooked. Only 3 people could have accessed it: myself, my butler Charles, and my nephew Theodore. "But I trust them implicitly," she replied, her eyes brimming with distress. However, this note was found on the floor. She handed him a crumpled piece of paper. The message was scrawled hastily, as if the writer had been interrupted. "It is done. Meet me at midnight by the old oak tree." Blackwood's keen mind raced through the possibilities. It was clear that trust had been breached, but by whom? He decided to start with the servants' quarters, where Charles, the loyal butler, resided. His years of service had earned him a reputation for discretion and reliability. Yet everyone had secrets, and in Blackwood's experience, a seasoned butler often knew more than they let on. Charles met Blackwood's questions with unwavering composure. "I have served the Tremaine family for over 3 decades, Inspector. Stealing the sapphire would be unthinkable. As for the note, I found it under the gallery door shortly after the theft was discovered. I have no idea who it pertains to or who wrote it. Still, something about Charles's demeanor seemed rehearsed, too polished." Blackwood made a mental note to delve deeper into the butler's history. Next, he sought out Theodore, Lady Eleanora's nephew, a young man with a reputation for revelry, but a mind as sharp as his late father's. Theodore greeted him with a mix of irritation and fatigue, clearly vexed by the disruption. "I had nothing to do with this theft, Blackwood," Theodore declared, his voice tinged with indignation. "Yes, I had free access to the gallery, but because Aunt Eleanora trusts me. I spent last night attending a gathering with friends. If you require an alibi, they can corroborate my whereabouts." Yet, Blackwood felt an undercurrent of unease in Theodore's words. Alibis could be fabricated, and friends could be accomplices. This investigation demanded more than mere words. It required indisputable evidence. The clock struck midnight as Blackwood, masked by shadows, took his position by the old oak tree in the manor's sprawling garden. His patience was rewarded by the faint sound of footsteps approaching, followed by hushed whispers. To his astonishment, it was Lady Eleanora herself who emerged from the darkness, carrying a small, wrapped bundle. She was met by a man dressed in a long dark coat, his face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. "You have it," the man murmured, his voice low and gravelly. Yes, but the inspector is growing suspicious. We must hurry, she replied. Blackwood's revelation hit him like a thunderbolt. Lady Eleanora orchestrating her own theft? But why? He stepped forward into the moonlight, startling them both. Inspector! Lady Eleanora gasped, her face a mixture of guilt and desperation. The game is up, Lady Eleanora, Blackwood declared. Your deception nearly succeeded. Now, explain yourself. With a resigned sigh, she unwrapped the bundle, revealing the star sapphire, its azure brilliance undimmed. It's true. I orchestrated the theft. My estate is on the verge of bankruptcy. Selling the sapphire was my only means to salvage my family's legacy without drawing the ire of society and creditors. This man, she gestured to her accomplice, is an art dealer who was to facilitate the clandestine sale. But why risk contacting me? Blackwood asked, genuinely perplexed. Because, she responded, eyes downcast. Deep down, I hoped you'd uncover the truth. My conscience would never let me live in peace otherwise. Blackwood nodded solemnly. Sometimes, he mused, the most perplexing enigmas were not those of the mind, but of the heart. The law would have its say, but Blackwood knew that Lady Eleanora's punishment had already begun, gnawing away at her from within. As dawn broke, Blackwood left Tremaine Manor behind, the echoes of its hidden secrets slowly fading with every step. The case of the missing sapphire was closed, but as always, the cost of truth weighed heavily on all involved.